Hello! Oh, that was sudden. Whoops. The music stopped very suddenly, so I apologize for that. I don't know what happened to my fade, but hello, everybody! Welcome to the Zeldathon show! I'm your host, Valor6 this time, and it's so good to see you guys. First things first, let's talk about who we are. Just introduced myself, so who are you two that are down below me now at this point? Hello?
Valor, you're muted.
Oh.
Can you hear us? There we go.
I was muted on Discord. Oops. Luckily, the channel should have heard me there at that point. But yeah, I was just introducing myself, and then I asked who you guys were, and there was suddenly silence. So, yeah. So, hello again. Yeah. It's gone. Who are you guys? Ladies first.
Okay. Hello. I'm Klinkit, and yeah, that's me.
Hello, I'm Luke, and that is me also.
Good to hear. You two are on the Zeldathon show. Hopefully you know what that is at this point in time. If not, I've done a very bad job at this point. Got a bit of an echo going on there. Okay. So let's get started. So, again, for those of you who don't know, this is the Zeldathon show. This is a bi-weekly show that we do where we reach out to people who are part of the Zeldathon team, and we just kind of hang out. We ask questions. You get to know us a little bit better. You do get to, I believe it's ask. Yeah, thank you, Talanos. But you get to ask us questions. At the end, we'll go over those questions. So make sure you submit those at that link listed there. We'll keep an eye on that, and then we will get to answering your questions again towards the end. But first, I have a few questions. So you two are Zeldathon attendees. So let's talk about that for just a second. Klinkit, we'll start with you. What was the very first? How were you introduced to Zeldathon? What was your very first experience with it?
Okay, I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure this is it. I think my very first experience to Zeldathon was I had recently just started watching Twitch. Oh, it was forever ago. No, not really. It was about 2 years ago. And
forever.
Basunify was like, "Oh, hey, I think Zeldathon's on," and it was anything other than Zeldathon. And I was like, "What is this? They're not playing Zelda." And I think I watched for about 30 minutes. And then my next experience with Zeldathon was I watched a little bit of that winter, which I think was wild. And then at MagFest, I met a lot of people. Even though none of them remember me, I sat with MC. He doesn't remember that. And I met Bluey and probably some other people. Anyway, and then Basunify got invited to Champions, so he went to Champions that summer. Mm-hmm. And then we found out that we actually live close to MC. I met MC, and then I was invited to what was last winter Response. Yes.
So AOTS was your first experience with Zeldathon. Yes,
absolutely.
And now that we've talked about it, you know what that means. We have to ask, when is AOTS 2 going to happen? And now it's been pushed back again.
Yes.
So congratulations to us. We did it. Okay. So Luke, what about you? What was your first experience with Zeldathon?
Okay, so my first experience with Zeldathon was longer ago. The first Zeldathon I watched was St. Jude, which I think was end of 2013 or 2014, one of the two. And like a lot of people, I found it through Mindcrack, because MC was doing that at the time. And so I watched it. It was very fun. I spent a while watching, I think. So then I went to MagFest, a similar MagFest experience as meeting people. So I met a bunch of people at MagFest the beginning of 2016. 2016? Yes, my hair was short. The beginning of 2016. This is how I keep track of what time things were. It's what my hair looked like. My hair was short and still brown back then, and so I hung out with people. I became friends with a Wild Abra pretty quickly. And we hung out a lot. I did Pokeathon with him for a couple of years. And then the first Zeldathon I actually got invited to was a year before Response. So was that Mission in the winter of 2017? Yeah. So that I think was it. Yeah. So the first one I was invited to was Mission, and unfortunately I couldn't attend both that one and the one after. And so the first one I actually attended was Zeldathon Response last winter.
Huh. Coincidence that you two are.
Yeah, we were new tendies together.
Exactly. I think we were both sitting on the couch like when the stream started because they were like, "We want new people,"
and I didn't know anyone, so we're just in the back like
new people. Exactly. Yeah, no, and it's weird. There were a lot of people who thought that I wasn't new just because I've been around in the community for so long, but I am new. I was new, so that was fun.
Yeah, at this point, like I feel like after the first marathon that someone attends, everything just kind of mixes together, and I feel like everybody's been there forever except me, of course, who's like just the newest baby attendee.
And then before I went to my first marathon, I did that Hope Cup marathon, so I met a bunch of people there. And then I also went to Con Bravo and met a bunch of people there. So when I came to my first Zeldathon, I already knew actually a very large number of people. So I guess it was an odd experience in that way.
Yeah, I think we both kind of had that where we like knew a lot of people, but we were still first time attendees. So
right. So that's been, was that last year? Response?
Yeah, that was last winter. Was both of our first marathons.
Yeah. See, I feel like you've both been like there for years. So the fact that it's not even been a year yet, Forces will be a year. Yeah. Just kind of shows that.
I've only been to one marathon. I wasn't at the summer one.
Yeah. So we've already talked about how you first discovered Zeldathon. So what were your initial reactions the first time that you walked into Zeldathon? Like the first time that you got to an actual marathon, what went through your mind? What's the first thing that you can remember? Like what is your first memory of Zeldathon, and how did you feel about Response?
I remember the broadcast room being like huge. It's so much bigger than you think. Like it looks really tiny on the camera, but there's like a whole area. Like, yeah, I like couldn't find anyone. I got there at like 3 p.m. and there was just like, there were like a few people scattered around, and I was like, oh, yeah, it was just a little bit overwhelmed, honestly.
Yeah, I guess I got there and I started work. I don't know. I was working on some set thing with Jiggy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing you do that, I think.
I like started hunting around the hotel for things and like sneaking into back rooms and pulled up a projector screen and to hold up the backdrop. That's my memory, and like taping a plant so big.
Oh my god, wait, taping up that backdrop was such a pain. I remember that. I think like me and Dark were trying to do that for like a couple hours. It did not work.
And Jiggy's like, oh, we need a fern or something. So it was like between two ferns, and I was like, I'll find something. And I found this like hotel plant, but it was like so big that it would like just cover too much. So I started like taking gaff tape and like pulling it in, like so it was smaller.
Oh, Jiggy hates the waste of gaff tape. As a theater person, I agree. It is so much gaff wasted. I think the first thing I actually did on setup day was, I don't even remember who it was. I think it might have been Mini Kitty if she was there at that marathon, or it might have been someone.
She was.
Yeah, I think it was me or her, and like Dark or someone had like a family feud, not a family feud question, just like some trivia question. He was like, I need you guys to solve this and see if it's too hard. And the question was like, how many playable songs are there in all the Zelda games? And this is like, the song you play on the ocarina and like the harp in Ages, and actually I think we were like one off by the time. We literally spent like 45 minutes trying to do this. It was not helping with the setup whatsoever, but that's what it is.
You know what the worst part of setup is?
What?
Cleaning the balls for the ball pit.
I was literally about to say that. I think
Job.
I've been on record saying I think the ball pit is a waste of resources. I think it's fun, but like,
how dare
for those
you.
who don't know, we literally sanitize every single ball in the ball pit one by one as we drop it in, and my back hurt really bad.
Now, for me, the worst part of sanitizing the ball pit was we're using like Kleenex wipes to do it, and you don't realize, but your hands get pruny from Kleenex wipes after 40 minutes of rubbing down ball pit balls. And so we went and found like plastic gloves, but I think like one person, like I think Betsy or something, like just powered through it. And I'm like, your hands are gonna be so dry. I hope you have lotion, girl.
Why did we have? I feel like we had masks. Did it smell bad?
I don't remember having. Oh, I think there were a couple people that just wore masks because they were like sensitive to smell.
Oh, okay, because I'm like remembering people wearing masks now, and I don't remember why.
I don't know. I don't have a clear memory of that. Yeah, the ball pit is. I'll keep my opinions to myself.
The ball pit's a good place that a lot of people use to relax, yet still stay close to the marathon. So I think that's one of the main reasons why it's still around.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it was a meme when it was first, because they had.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
I remember when it became a thing. Like I don't even. Like someone said it as a meme, and I think Jamie got it going or something.
Jamie had like a.
It's like
what's the word I'm looking for?
Kickstarter.
It wasn't. It was like a petition. He had a petition.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, a petition that we kept passing around in any time that MC streamed, because MC was of course against it, and now I feel like he's one of the ones that uses it the absolute most at this point. But it is a good it is a good one. Like a good place to relax, which is definitely something that's needed. I mean, because like we have messed up schedules. We don't really eat the healthiest most of the time at Zeldathon, and like it's one of the ways I feel like that people can kind of blow off steam, relax, find something to do. What's something that you guys like to do to like relax or to chill out or to kind of oh, good. That's a giggle there. That's...
I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Do what during Zeldathon? Never heard of it.
My number one is go in my hotel room and lay in the dark for like 2 hours or so, because the great thing about the Zeldathon hotel rooms is there's always someone sleeping in it, so it's always dark and quiet there. But I guess like a better thing to do is usually like just go out for dinner with some of the other people who need a break. Go to Chili's. Chili's is a big go-to. Yeah, so that's very helpful for me to relax. Oh, also play games in the chill room. There's like a bunch or the game room that's off stream. There's like a bunch of games, and I remember last marathon, Campy brought Tetris on the NES. And I love Tetris. It's like my favorite game ever. So anytime I needed to relax, I was just playing Tetris over there. And Campy was so happy. He was like, I'm glad someone's actually appreciating Tetris. I was literally the only one who played it. But it was so much fun. So that's my thing. Play Tetris.
Yeah, that's something relaxing or like is something I really struggle with at Zeldathon. I get like anxious and I just go into stream room and like don't leave. Even if I'm not on couch, like I just it's bad. It's not healthy. Last marathon I did get out a tiny bit more to go out to dinner and do a couple things. But even when I would go out to dinner, like it's awful because all I'm talking about at dinner is Zeldathon, and I'm like, I need to talk about something else and think about something else for 1 second, and it's hard to get it off my mind.
Mm-hmm. I like barely even thought of that. Like we really do just keep talking about Zeldathon at dinner when we're like taking a break. There's really like no escape. We would just go out like, let's get away and go out to dinner. Okay, let's talk about whatever we were doing right before we left for dinner, and like not do anything else. I'll add that to my to-do list. Talk about not Zelda.
Can we not talk about Zeldathon? Please.
I doubt that will ever happen, to be honest.
That's all I talk about.
Yeah, like the total always gets brought up. Upcoming goals always gets brought up.
Well, because the thing is, whenever we're at dinner, there's always like one person who has like something that they're supposed to be doing in like 2 or 3 hours or something like that. Or like they have to get to bed for a run the next morning. Like there's always at least one person who's going to like have something they need to watch the marathon for, you know?
Oh yeah, that's true. We'll be at dinner and we'll pull it up on our phone.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that. But like, you know, but like there's always one person who's like, oh yeah, I can only stay till 4 because I gotta go sleep before I play my game. Or like, oh shoot, we hit this goal like really fast. I gotta go.
I gotta go play music. Be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. No, that's legit though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen at least one time where I've been out to eat with someone and they're just like, okay, my goal just got met and I wasn't expecting it to be that soon, so here's cash, just bring my food to me. And
everyone in my car has to go.
Yeah. Has to go or find another ride.
The musicians are pretty good, I think, at setting the goal at a point that seems achievable in a right amount of time. At least for the music stuff. I think for some of the other obscure goals, like you don't really know if people are going to care about donating to it or not. You know, when you're just spitballing some stuff and you see what sticks, and sometimes you're like, this will take 2 hours. We got time, and it's like
they want
it. The Yeti just is donating.
I was supposed to go to bed 2 hours ago. I had my Force Heroes run in 5 hours. Yeah.
No, Yeti, I'm eating my dinner. Don't donate.
Glenn, please. You're not bringing laughs to the world right now. You're only bringing my tears.
Eating can wait.
I guess so. I feel like that is just the philosophy of most of the people at Zeldathon is eating and or sleeping can wait. I got to do something.
So I'm used to the eating thing because I'm a college student, so it's basically I eat whenever I can. I'm like breakfast is pretty regular, but like I'm having dinner anywhere between 4:30 and 8:30 p.m. Like it depends on the day of the week. I'm used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, breakfast for me at Zeldathon is usually I'm getting ready to go to bed, but the breakfast bar is open, so I'm going to grab it real quick before I head off.
Yeah, see, I'm a morning person at Zeldathon. I like waking up and being around as night shift people are going to bed. It's very chill at those hours.
Yeah, it is. That's why I like that transitional
like
period.
2 a.m. Kinda, well, okay, so like 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. like crazy Jackson time. And
yes. I was about to say.
4 to 6 a.m. is like tired Jackson time. And then and then at 6 a.m. or once Brecky opens, Jackson goes to bed. And then it's like this quiet, chill morning.
It's just
honestly like Jackson was also like one of my first Zeldathon experiences because I hung out with him at that MagFest I went to, and like everyone who's watching, he is exactly like that off stream as a person. It is so great. I love him.
Yeah, Jackson is Jackson. That he is who he is, and that's honestly it's wonderful because of it. Because like he's hilarious, but there's. He does have his serious moments, and he does that on stream too, and it's always so good.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something earlier, and it's something that binds the three of us together in an unspoken pact. Triforce Heroes. Yeah, all three of us. Yeah.
Did you play it last winter?
Yeah, last winter, me, Valor. Yeah. It's intense, both because it's Triforce Heroes and it's playing a game at Zeldathon.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for the chaos of back couch. I think that's the hardest part.
See, I think we got lucky that like we had I think ours was morning, Valor. Like I think we started somewhere around like 6 a.m. and went until like 2 p.m., which is like a pretty chill hour, so you know it wasn't that intense. It got intense, but
I think we started at like because we were running late. I think we started at like 4 p.m. or like 3 p.m. or something. So yeah, everyone was up.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because like we had been practicing, sitting together talking, and then suddenly you go from this huddle to a line. So I can't hear Marissa because I was on the one far side,
Yep.
and then there's all the back couch. Like, well, when we also were on temporary couch while we replaced the couch.
Oh my goodness!
All that happened during Triforce Heroes. So while we were on temporary couch, they were literally directly behind me. Like, there was no couch back to like separate us. They were just like talking in my head, and I was like, I don't know who's talking right now.
Yeah, that's one thing about being a new attendee. You have to get used to everyone's voices. It's like, that's the big thing. Like, I know everyone's faces. Voices are more difficult. No, like, for me, like, I don't think, like, Valor, I don't think we, like, practiced as a group before we went into the run. Like, because I remember asking about that, and I think, like, we did, like, 1 or 2 hard levels or something like that. But, like, I had asked, like, hey, are we going to do an online practice thing? We just didn't. So I just did it all solo, so I would know generally how this game works.
You never practiced?
I practiced on my own, so I knew all the mechanics, but I don't think, like, because I think that, Valor, you and Lindsay had done it before. I think.
A couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times, but I hadn't practiced it with the two of them, so it was definitely a wild ride. But I think we stayed on time.
Yeah, it was just a busy time, I think. But yeah, we definitely did. In fact, I think we may have made up some time during our run. Triforce Heroes usually does.
Yeah, Marissa, Sab, and I practiced. We practiced the entire week before, like at home over online. Wow. So, which was good because none of us had played it before. So. Yeah,
I had played it when it came out, and I played it with a couple of my friends. See, like, I agree, it's a fun game. Here's the thing about Triforce Heroes, and I think Jiggy has said this. Triforce Heroes is fun to play for, like, 2 hours at a time. Once you play Triforce Heroes for 8 hours in a row for the whole game, it gets a little bit less fun around, like, hour 4 or 5. It just gets, like, tiring.
And then you get hungry, and like you've literally just been sitting on a couch going like this for hours when like yelling at each other. Well, we didn't yell, but
a little bit of yelling, but fun yelling, not the mean kind of yelling.
Yeah,
I think as I got advice from Shadow, who had ran it the marathons before me, and he said, "Here's my guide." And he messaged it to me, and I said, "Oh, thanks, I'll read this later." And then, because I was busy, and then like 6 hours later, I open it, and it just says, "Don't get mad on it." So I like thanked him for it, like really politely, but like it was just, "Don't get mad."
I mean, that's the thing with Triforce Heroes. If you get mad at your partners, it's over.
Exactly.
Especially when you're trying to be entertaining and have that energy on stream, you have to be able to get along. And I feel like that's the way it is with any of the games and the people on couch.
The energy has to be positive at all times. Yeah. That's the goal.
Yeah. And as high energy as you can do, and if you're getting upset about something, it's pretty hard to do that. I can say that I never got agitated while playing Triforce Heroes. Like, I may have joked that I'd gotten agitated, but I'm hoping that came across as the joke that it was.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah. Klinkit, Piece of Heart. Like, even then you were practicing Triforce Heroes. You had it with you, I believe.
We didn't do group practice at Piece of Heart, but I was getting through the game solo because I was also trying to get I didn't quite get all the costumes, but I was working on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Sab may have forgotten her copy or something. But like, yeah, it was like, I could see the effort that you were putting into it for sure.
Well, I was so I didn't realize Triforce Heroes was a 7-hour game. I thought it was like 4 swords, and because I was already splitting Minish Cap with Basuna.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So when Marissa asked if I want to do Triforce Heroes, I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever, that'll be fine." and then I bought the game and I sat down. And I was like, "Oh."
That's how most things at Zeldathon works. It's like you get stopped in the hallway, and it's like, "Hey, want to do this donation goal?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, sure," even though you're supposed to be like going to sleep in an hour. Yeah. And then you just get road. That's how everything in Zeldathon works. It's, hey, you want to do this, and of course you want to do this. That sounds like so much fun.
Yep.
But there are consequences.
Yeah, so because we were splitting Minish Cap, like Minish Cap was only like a 4-hour game. So I thought like Triforce Heroes was going to be my easy side game. No, Minish Cap became like the side game, and Triforce Heroes was like the extreme study game.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your guys' favorite dungeon in Triforce Heroes? If you could pick one.
I don't remember.
The looks.
I don't
The looks,
remember
yeah.
them. I honestly would not be able to tell you.
I
Like,
have
the
I have an
names of them.
answer for you.
Oh.
The
I
fire
think-
ones, the ones where you can just put on the suit and go straight to the end. The Goron suit. You can bypass everything.
Really interesting.
Mhm.
I think I liked the water ones just because I liked the water rod dynamic. I just like that as an item. It was fun to use. So
Yeah, I like the
I can tell you what
fortress. I think
Which one?
the fortress.
Which one's
okay.
that?
That's
It's like
the one where. No, not the final one. It's like the fourth one. It's the one that leads into the second half of the game, basically.
Is that the one with like the ghosts, the spooky one?
No, oh no, goodness gracious, I hate that one.
I hate that one.
That was my
Oh my
least
god,
favorite.
the color changing ghost.
Yeah,
We're just
I
gonna like
hate that one.
we're gonna rant about Triforce Heroes this whole time, aren't we?
No, it's the one where you face the lady for the first time and you do the boss rush basically at the end.
Okay.
I still don't remember the levels, but I believe you.
Yeah.
I like the first one because it's easy.
Yeah, a good point. Yeah, my least favorite one is the ghost one. I hate that one.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
It's like right around that point where your energy is starting to drop like desperately, and it's also like one of the hardest ones. And it's just
when you have
dark.
to keep switching directions for the
Yeah.
guys that like grab you.
Yeah.
That's annoying. But we got
Yes.
pretty good at it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, there were some levels we were having a hard time with, and I think a lot of them were in the haunted
Mhm.
one. But
Yeah.
so we spent a lot of time on that, but that went fine. Like the level we got stuck on was one that we had never had any problem with. So we had only run through it like maybe twice ever.
Yeah.
But then like on the marathon day it was awful.
That's always how it works.
The marathon curse. It really is. So, moving away from Triforce Heroes as quickly as we possibly can.
Yes, please.
Let's talk about events. So we have a lot of events at Zeldathon. We have musical events. We have comedy events. We have completely random events. We have Zach events. What is one
Those
that...
last two categories were the same one, but continue.
No, Zach is on a whole other level than just a random event.
That's true.
A random event is Dr. Professor Dad. Zach event is smashing a
It's like
kiwi and
a
spilling water
Zach
everywhere.
event isn't always completely. It's like actually partially thought out, but it's
Yeah.
Zach thought out.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
That's true.
they're memorable for sure. So what are some memorable events that you guys have gotten to take part in? I know, Luke, that you're musical, and so you've gotten
Yeah.
to take a part in a few of those. But like, what are some events that you guys remember, or at least one that sticks out to you when you hear event? Your first one goes to this one for whatever reason.
First one.
So I guess for me, the one that sticks out probably because it's like the most recent one was the Thick Train. That was a random event. Basically, how it happened was Drum Ultima, Doug Perry, was on couch and he had a whiteboard. And so he had started doing the Thick Train. And like as people started
With all the
donating,
C's, yeah.
yeah, he started drawing on the whiteboard. Like it was a little whiteboard, like a C. And I was like, okay, this is something I have learned. When
Get the
it
big
comes to
whiteboard.
donations, it needs to be visible.
Mhm,
And it needs to be tangible,
mhm.
and it needs to have, you need to actually be able to see progression. So I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna start taping C's on the, and we at first they were holding it, and then I think we moved to the backdrop,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the first one did okay. It got pretty long, but then it died. But then like halfway or a couple days later, MC was like, I want to bring back the Thick Train. And I was like, okay. And that one was big. That was a lot of fun.
I think I
I don't-
remember that.
It was stupid. I didn't think it
Oh.
was going to last as long as it did.
There's so many just stupid things you come up with like in the moment, and they work out so much better than you could have ever intended. I think the first one that comes to mind for me in like a spontaneous thing is this was during Abra's. It was one of the Oracle games because he runs those, and I was on couch with him. I think like the whole time, honestly. But at one point, it was on New Year's, like the day of New Year's, and so we started just doing like donate with your favorite part of 2018. And then later we moved to donate with your like New Year's resolution for 2019. And it was just like a really wholesome, like it lasted like a couple hours, and like Shadow was there, and we were all just like every time someone would say like my best part of 2018 was getting married, and we'd be like marriage 1 2 3 yay, and we would do that every time we got one, and that was just like so wholesome and great. I loved it so much.
I remember both of those. That was, I think I came up at the end of both of those, actually. Like, I woke up or I showed up or something. I think I was actually on social media during the Thick Train. So I got to watch the
Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2, the big one.
Thick Train or Thicker Train?
Yeah.
Thick with a Q-U-E.
Oh. I like this variation.
Yeah.
Have you never seen that? Someone write in the chat.
Just pretend you came up with it and take credit.
I just have such good ideas.
And next Thick Train, you can choose what letter to add, depending on how much money you put.
Yeah, but then people are gonna add like a B in there and
it's
a
gonna
W.
Be like Fahoga Gods. Or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be a key smash. Yeah, I mean, I guess the second one is like the one that I instantly think of would be Jam Train, which I mainly think of because it gave me so much anxiety the first time I did it. It was like surrounded by like all these other musicians, and we don't prepare anything. We just get the requests as they come in, and that made me really nervous because I don't do a lot of improv, so it was scary. But like it ended up being really fun, and I had a good time. So, yeah.
Were you ever part of like a prepared musical event at Zeldathon?
Yeah, so that's what we do for most of the other musical events. It's not like super prepared. What we'll do is we'll get together like 2 or 3 hours before we want to play a song. So usually we'll play them like between games, like at the end of Spirit Tracks, we'll do a bunch of Spirit Track songs or something like that. And we'll sit down, have a quick brainstorming session of what songs we want to do. Usually we pick like 4 or 5 and do a quick medley. And then we just kind of like jam in the back room for like 30 to 45 minutes until we feel like we got something cool down. And then we're just ready to go out there and do it. And I like that a little bit better because it's still kind of like freestyling, but slightly more prepared freestyling. So,
well,
yeah, those are also really fun to do. I really like doing the Link's Awakening medley we did. I think that's up on the YouTube channel. The issue that always comes up is I'm a violin player, and violins are very quiet compared to saxophones and bassoons. So,
well, not so much the bassoons, but
not so much the bassoons.
Mostly Carlos.
Both Carlos and Irene. I once a long time ago played in a trio that was violin, saxophone, and piano, and man, saxophones are loud. Like, it's difficult. No, but I love doing all that stuff. Those are my favorite events to do. But the spontaneous ones are also super great.
That's cool. Yeah, there's a link right there. The Link's Awakening medley. Thank you, Talanos. Of course, Talanos would be the one to link it. He had a list. He probably Control F'd, and there it was, and he just sent it.
He has an Excel spreadsheet of everything.
He has it saved on his desktop.
And relevant links and quotes to give to our exact responses.
Yeah, listen, Talanos is part of the community team, and I love him for it because we'll just say something in one of our meetings, and suddenly he's just linked us to he's like looked it up. It's this, and that was it.
Be proud of that spreadsheet.
That is
proudy face. You should, instead of I actually do have a spreadsheet. I actually do have a spreadsheet.
Yeah, should color code it. I'd like to see it.
Talanos is the archive.
I appreciate a good spreadsheet.
Yeah, me too.
Talanos actually means archive in another language.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Hylian, actually. Funny enough.
Yes.
Yeah. So, speaking of the Jam Train, there was something that has been added recently. I'm not going to say added because that's not like a main part of it, but it's something that I never realized I missed until we had it, and that is Klinkit dancing. Klinkit. So you do have some killer moves. You have great rhythm and things like that. Did you take dance classes, or is this all natural to you?
I did. Yeah, no, it's not net. Well, okay. So I started ballet when I was 3, and I did that up until the point where the point when they want you to go on point in ballet, point shoes, and I saw the older girls' feet and how terrible they looked, and I was like, I don't think I want to do that. So I didn't, and I quit. But I did a little tap, and then after I quit ballet, I did jazz like starting at like age 7 or so, and I did that past when I quit ballet to like age 14 or something, and then I was in musical theater after I quit dance, so I was still dancing, and then I did drum corps, which some people might know of, which actually has a lot of ballet in it. And then I did Zoom, and then it transitioned to Zumba, and that's where I learned all my my Latin moves. So that's the story. Yeah. But I don't know, just when especially if Drum Ultima brings out that drum and does some samba rhythms, I like literally can't help it. I have to dance. Like,
what is it? He brings out like what the djembe?
Yeah, the djembe, and like gets those sick beats. Like, yeah.
So good.
I can't sit still.
I agree, and I don't do dance, so
yeah. You might get me swaying to the rhythm, but I'm probably not going to be doing too much dancing. Like I learned how to do a waltz when I was like 20 something, like 22 or something like that. But that's the most experience I have with dancing.
Yeah, I did musical theater through high school, so I have like theater dancing, which is just like a little bit. Like, it's not, I don't have anything like concrete. I can do like the whole dance number for the finale of Hairspray because I still remember that for some reason. But yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So, behind the scenes at Zeldathon, we still do some crazy stuff, and the audience gets sneak peeks with the camera we carry around with us. But was there ever a moment off camera that you can think of that you wish you had the camera to record for a highlight at some point, or be real or anything like that?
Well, Tylenos is in every place at the same time, so he's always recording.
I honestly don't know if I can think.
Always recording it. What do you think? I see a wonderful cat tail on your camera.
There's a kitty.
It's so good. Trying to think. I mean, the one where me and Mini Kitty were trying to just come up with all the songs that were in the Zelda game. That was pretty fun.
I kind of wish actually, speaking of Mini Kitty, and also Purple Steph was up there during the telejig, like it was all like focused on Jiggy or the events, but we were in the back on the the actual telethon portion, and we didn't know, nothing was working, and we like couldn't get this calls to work, and I was just like dying laughing the whole time, and Mini Kitty was laughing because I was laughing, and it was just it was actually kind of a disaster but also amazing at the same time. And I kind of wish like we had some behind the scene footage of like us frantically trying to figure out how to give people these phone calls and like losing out on it, because that was a funny night.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's an event where I should have been asleep, but I was there taking part of it.
I believe I was asleep for telejig at a response.
Good times.
Yeah, I mean, off-camera hijinks. I mean, like, just... I can't think of anything that I'd really like to have recorded. Sometimes it's just kind of, especially with Zeldathon, where like a solid 75% of your time is being recorded. It's nice to have those moments that aren't. So, yeah.
Jiggy's got some crazy events.
I'm trying to come up with anything, but like literally, like no joke, like Tylenos is always there unless I'm in my room. Like, I don't know when he sleeps. I've been to a few marathons with him, and a couple of non-Zeldathon marathons, but like, yeah.
I guess there are sometimes silly moments where like we're going on runs for stuff, like when we had to go pick up all the Chipotle or all the Panera. I can't really think of anything specifically that was super silly about it, but some of those times where we're actually doing things that matter, but we're not like even at the hotel.
See, I think I had like a funny moment when I drive a minivan, so obviously I'm the driver for like everywhere. So I think we were like going to Chili's or we were going out to eat, and I had like a full car, and like Dark and Greg just kept like, I think every time my Google Maps would say a direction, they would go like, okay, or go like, no, what they did, because they would say turn right, but it was a red, or turn left, but it's a red light. And they would say, Luke, why aren't you going? And just like harass me. So just getting harassed in the car while I'm driving is a pretty fun one. Tylenos was not in that car, so I can verify that it was not recorded.
He may have been sleeping.
Yeah.
That was the one time. I just thought of one, actually. Okay. So this is pre-marathon, last marathon. This is a lesson to all y'all, mostly MC. Never send Klinkit, Jiggy, and Grant.
Sorry, I know where this
is. To the store together alone, without any budget supervision.
Don't send Jiggy to a store without any budget supervision. It is Jiggy.
No,
Jiggy.
No, it was the three of us. They sent for set and lighting. And I don't want to say how much stuff we got, but we got a lot.
Yeah, no, I believe you. Knowing that squad, I believe you.
None of us said no to each other. Like Grant's like, should I get this light? I mean, even if MC doesn't want it, I still want this light. And like Jiggy's like, we need more fog. Let's just get. Are we sure this is the right fog for the fog machine we have?
Let's just get both of
the fog machine.
Oh, we need all these bottles. Get more vines, like because the Guitar Center was like right next to a craft store, and so it was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Do we even use that fog machine like for like actual stuff and not just look? We have a fog machine now. Like, was there anything
we tried, but it was the wrong kind of fog machine.
Okay, got it.
Was it around at Response, or did you guys get it during the summer?
So it's been around Zeldathon for a long time, but we kind of rediscovered it. I guess we were like, oh yeah, we have a fog machine. Let's use it. One of those things. Yeah. But I guess it's been. I don't know when it first came to Zeldathon, but it's been there for a while. Because MC was like, we were like, we should get a fog machine, MC, and MC's like, we already have a fog machine. We're like, we do? Where?
My best guess is that he probably got it when Zelda was still at his house.
Probably.
And you could still use it, and then we moved to Mars/the Moon, where you are discouraged from using a fog machine in the public hotel.
Fun fact, actually. So this evening I had to run a Halloween event, and I had to run to the store. We did have a fog machine for Haunted Maze. And I actually, this is a true story. This evening I ran to the store to get candy and charcoal. I came back, the fire department had cleared out the entire building and all the decorations were down because apparently the fog machine set off the fire alarm. So that was my evening before tonight.
Yeah.
Speaking of fog machines, my two
experiences with the fog machines are when I was like a sophomore in high school, and some people in the physics class were doing a demonstration with a fog machine, and people kept on like vaping the fog machine fog, which is so not good for you. But everyone was 16 and like, whoa, I'm vaping, man. And then my second one was I was in a production of the Addams Family musical, and we had fog machines, and they set off the fire alarm. And so we were all outside on the front lawn of the high school in full-on dead people makeup. Like, everyone who walked by was just looking like, what is with this crowd of ghosts? Yeah, fog machines are wild.
Spooky.
I mean, part of the problem, I think, is because these guys weren't supervised, and they, like, apparently, like, they were undoing trash bags to, like, hang all over the windows and stuff. So like, not only like all the doors were shut, the fog machine was going, and there was like plastic to like heat up the room too, and it just apparently was a bad thing.
That's a carbon monoxide poisoning recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my evening. All right, we're here now though.
Yeah.
It reminds me when we vaped on couch this past marathon. I still don't know 100% sure where TP got it, but We just had a bucket, and it was just pouring out.
Oh, the dry ice.
Oh, the dry ice.
Shh, no, I don't know what happened. I don't know where he got it. People are watching, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't break the
What?
fourth wall.
Oh, I thought everyone knew.
We were vaping. Vape.
Oh, you were
couch.
vaping. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We want to be cool with the kids. Klinkit,
Well,
come
don't worry.
on.
Don't worry. We'll cut it out in the post editing. I
Okay.
mean, what? This is live.
All right, so Zeldathon is great, and it's something that we all have in common. But we have lives that we live too.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? For example, I hear like there's rumors that Klinkit streams on Twitch sometimes.
Sometimes.
What do you stream on the Twitch channels?
That's a good question. I'm still figuring that one out. I try to stream cooking with moderate success in finishing the dish before I have to go to bed. It's been actually like since Zeldathon and like getting to know so many online people and like becoming part of a community, it's really hard for me to finish my streams because I just get so excited to talk to people. And I forget the cooking is like my lowest priority.
Yeah.
And so because it used to be like before pre-Zeldathon and whatnot, I would do a recipe in like an hour and a half, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm ending stream. Like, we're done. And now it's like, guys, this is an easy recipe. Don't worry. This is a 45-minute recipe. We're good. And it's like 5 hours later. It's like, I still haven't chopped the onion, but we're doing fine. Don't worry about it.
And that's how you should. That's how cooking should be.
Except I don't go to sleep.
That's how cooking is for me, but it's just because I'm bad. I like start making something. Well, this is back when I like lived in a place that had a kitchen, but it was like I'd start cooking something and then I'd be like, oh wait, I don't have enough eggs. And then I'd have to like stop, go to the store. This happened like my mom gets me to cook for her, and I was baking some banana bread for her, and she told me make a double batch. And I started making it before I checked how many bananas we actually had, and we only had a single batch amount of bananas. And I was like, you lied to me. And you can't buy banana bread ready bananas at the store.
No.
They have to be mushy and ready.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've got like twice as much butter and sugar in here now.
Did you make bread?
Yeah, I don't even know. I think I just tossed the butter and sugar I had wasted and waited until we had more bananas.
Sad times.
Yeah.
That banana bread is great. So, like, again, same question as with the dancing, Klinkit. Are you self-taught cook? Did you take any sort of classes for it, or are you just?
Oh no, I am self-taught in cooking.
Okay.
That's why it's mediocre.
It is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting better.
I've eaten your food. It tastes good.
What food have you eaten?
It was the whatever you made at MC's house for video game live stream.
Oh, okay, that was pretty good. Good. I was like trying to think of anything I brought to Zeldathon. I was like,
no, it wasn't at Zeldathon. That's the only time I've had your cooking.
I'm never doing that again. I cooked for like 8 hours straight. For
You
a video
did.
game
You were
live
cooking
stream.
for a long time.
I'm never doing that again, ever.
Yeah, no, I remember because me and Freya wanted to stay until we got food, and we didn't leave until like 5 or 6 p.m. and we had like a 5-hour drive back home. So, yeah.
I remember your cake from before last Zeldathon. The layer cake where people would donate to say what to put on next and things like that.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. Any big streams coming up like that that you're thinking of, or any other types of big streams coming up for you?
Yeah, so St. Jude Creative campaign just actually, and I feel good talking about this since St. Jude is our upcoming fundraiser, but and for anyone who's interested, so every November through December, St. Jude does a creative push, and so it's just for creative streamers, music, art, cooking, whatever, to raise money for St. Jude doing creative streams. And so I haven't exactly decided what I'm doing for that yet. Well, I have some things, but I can't announce it yet for one thing I may be a part of because it's not for sure yet. But I am I'm part of a stream team of cooking streamers, and we're gonna try and get some cool fundraising going for St. Jude as a cooking thing this month. So that'll be a fun thing to look forward to. I definitely enjoy cooking for charity and stuff. I don't think Basunify likes it as much because he has to clean up. Like charities.
Wait,
I mean, I'm sure you can imagine. Like, you think about how messy we get at Zeldathon. Imagine that with food. Well, I mean, you've seen when we did have food at Zeldathon, those things.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
It is a disaster, but it's a lot of fun.
There's a reason that food in the stream room is discouraged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait,
not
so
that stops
do you
from
not-
being messy.
Do you not help him with the cleaning?
I do. Well, so usually when I finish, it's like 2 a.m. or
okay.
really late.
Yeah.
So I go to bed. We like put away the essentials, clean the essentials, and then like everything else just stays out. I go to bed. I get up and I go to work if it's if it's a weeknight, and then so he works from home, so he does most of the cleanup.
Gotcha.
And it involves a lot of standing. That's true.
That is true. Standing is tiring.
Basunify, I appreciate you for doing the cleanup.
Mm.
Yeah,
Bless.
good job. Doing the work that not many people will like to do. Okay, so that's really cool. That's something to look forward to. And then you have a possible secret announcement coming up at some point in the near future. So
I do.
I mean, you said you did. You said you can't talk about it because it's not
so
confirmed.
much a secret announcement as there's like a cooking thing happening, but I'm like, they have a set schedule, but I'm like a backup, but
Okay.
It looks like I might be needed to be used, you know?
Gotcha.
So I don't have like a set thing that I'm going to be a part of it yet, but I may, so I can't really,
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
It's East Coast time problems, you know? It makes it hard for me to be a primary for things.
Yeah, people should just all switch to East Coast time, to be honest. That's
Honestly.
like that's the best time. So so speaking of things off that we do, Luke, you have a music channel on YouTube.
Yes,
I've
do.
heard. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so I mean, I did a couple of music things like a couple years back, but I really started it this year. After going Zeldathon, I was kind of like, inspired. Like I've had a lot of like self-doubt related to like creating music and putting content online and putting myself out there. So like this year, I really dedicated myself to like, I'm gonna do this. So once every month, I arrange, record, and upload a video game music cover. My main instrument is the violin, so pretty much all my covers include the violin. Usually piano also, because piano is like my second instrument. And yeah, I do a lot of songs from games. So let me see if I can go back and remember. So January I did Oracle of Ages and Seasons medley. I did Goldenrod City from Gold and Silver. I did New Home from Undertale. Telltale Heights from Link's Awakening, The Best Is Yet to Come from Metal Gear Solid, and a bunch of others. I'm not going to name them all, but like, I've done a lot. I'm currently working on my October cover because I'm taking organic chemistry at school and it's the worst and takes up all my time. So spending a bit of extra time to get this one good. I will say it is a Zelda song that I am this time. So I'm excited for that to come out. Keep an eye out for it in the next couple of weeks. My YouTube channel, I should say the name of it is Lukethespoo on YouTube. You can just look it up. So yeah.
All right, that is awesome. So violin is one of my favorite instruments. I love the way that it sounds, and it's always so impressive because it seems like it's difficult to master, to really learn. Is that true?
Yeah. So the thing I remember, my favorite memory with music people is I think I have a friend who plays guitar, and like a couple years back I pulled out my violin in front of him for the first time and what he said was, "Wait, where are the frets?" And I was just like, "Oh no, honey." So yeah, there's it's very hard to learn. I've been playing since I was 8, kind of on and off. but I really started like kind of picking it up a bit like more seriously when I started going to high schools when I was like 14 or so. And I actually did audition and get into music colleges before I decided to be a biology person instead, which is why, and every day in organic chemistry, I regret it. But no, it's very difficult. I really do have to. I think also one of the good things about making the covers is I can keep up on my practicing a lot easier. You know, like I do play in an orchestra at school, but like, you know, it gives me more motivation to practice and work on the things that I enjoy playing, which is music from video games. Yeah, violin, you know, but about like the sound of the violin, I really do tile instrument, and people kind of underestimate that. With like, you know, it's mostly used in classical music, but I think it works really well in a lot of other genres of music. Like, you know, you hear there's a lot of classic rock songs, like, you know, there's some Guns N' Roses songs that use violins, and I always love those. I think it's really great hearing like the long sweeping notes of violin chords with like a drum beat in the background, which really inspires a lot of my playing. You can do really spooky stuff too if you want, with those like little tremolos. You're like, and that's a whole other thing. That you know, most horror movie scores are full of violins. So,
oh yeah.
And one of my favorite band is Arcade Fire, which notably has a violin player. And to quote Jamie, you only like them because they have a violinist, which is partially true.
I was gonna ask.
I feel slightly attacked. Yeah, no, I love Arcade Fire, and so yeah, no, I love playing the violin. I think it works in all sorts of genres, which really allows me to kind of like experiment with what my musical style is. So
very true. So you've mentioned violin and piano. Any other instruments that we might see on your channel, or that you
might see? So the thing is, I own a violin, and I go and use either the full grand pianos that are in the practice rooms at my university, or I use my where is it? I use my MIDI keyboard, and so those are really the only like actual instruments I would use, like, you know, in terms of playing them. But with the MIDI keyboard, I really like using bass parts. I do want to learn the bass eventually. It's just an investment to get one of those. So that probably won't come for a while, but definitely like violin and piano are definitely always there. I like making drum beats also. So it's usually like my go-to is violin, piano, bass, and drum. And then I like can add other things after that.
Okay, cool. Bass. I may have missed the statement, but big boy bass, like stand-up bass, or
no, like more usually I go for electric bass. The one that my the sound font that I use in my audio editing is called 80s fretless bass. So I think it's like an electric bass. They have a bit more like electric sound compared to an upright bass, because an upright bass is like huge. There's a lot of reverb and it's hollow. So I have touched an upright bass, but they're difficult. As my friend said, I like the frets. The frets help.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you both for that. So now we can move on to some community questions. You guys ready to hear some questions from the audience at this point? We've got a few. If you guys want to get some in, Talanos just posted the link. So if you click that link, you can submit a question to be asked here. We can't ask every single one of them. We'll have to end here pretty soon, but there are some here that I like to get into. So let's see here. So the first one I have here from Leah Light. What is the most shocking moment at Zeldathon besides huge donation amounts? Like, what is something that surprised you at Zeldathon at some point that was not just a big donation?
Huh. That's kind of tricky. I mean, the size of the room, I said that already, but less shocking and more, whoa. You know, the amount of people really got me, honestly. Like, you can't really ever conceptualize it from a viewer perspective because you only get so many people on camera at a time. Right. But, like, especially during Jam Train, like, there was, like, everyone is there. and there's so many people. It's crazy. Like, you know, I've been in the community for a while, and I still had to get used to a lot of people's names and like learn new people. Yes, I think just like the amount of people involved in the process.
Cool.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, at some points there's like over 70 people at the marathon at one time.
And not even just like the people at the marathon. There's a bunch of like back end people who donate marathons and like help a lot. And there's just really just like the amount of work that goes into planning a Zeldathon really like it does. I wouldn't, you know, shocks is the wrong word, but like it's impressive, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say another thing that's kind of crazy, and it's not really donation, but it like kind of illustrates just how many people are watching and are engaged, are for some of the missions when it's like retweet or like or whatever something, and you just see the bar just like going.
It takes like it gets done in like a minute, like 30 seconds sometimes. It's crazy.
Sometimes not at 4 a.m., but like the midday ones, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's like, it's just done now.
It's like, okay, that was an easy mission.
Yeah.
Moving on. 10 points to power.
Gross. What is your guys' teams? Obviously,
Power.
Klinkit. Yeah, Klinkit just displayed hers, I think.
I'm Wisdom.
Hey, Wisdom. Yeah.
Are you both Wisdom?
Yes, seems like it.
Ah,
Get out of here.
Yeah.
outnumbered.
Leave. Bye.
Yeah.
Talanos asks, basically, if there were another AOTS, what game would you play? But he says, let's say you were allowed to run any one game at Zeldathon with no restrictions, even if it wasn't a Zelda game. What would you choose?
Okay. I think I'm gonna give a first answer as a Zelda game and a second one not, because hold on, I have to think though. I'm just saying that. What is my
I'll answer this one. I was at AOTS. It was one of my first Zeldathons, and I played Shantae, Half Genie Hero. So my choice would probably be the new Shantae game that's coming out at the end of the year. So that would be my choice, because I love those games. They're very charming to me, and they're fun to play. And they're usually like long enough to be entertaining, but short enough that you can fit them in pretty easily. So that would be my choice, I would say.
I would probably. So I have two answers. The one that's less feasible, because I don't know, the remake sucks, would be Zoom Beanies. That was a big game.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Zoom Beanies.
I'd probably throw down some Zoom Beanies. Donors could pick their Zoom Beanie when we design, right?
Do it.
And then, but the remake isn't as good, so I would want to find like the original. Yeah, make me a pizza. Make me a pizza. Fleens. You're not Fleen. Well, whatever you are. Make me a pizza. It'd be great. But if I had to pick like an actual like more feasible game, I'd probably do DK64. Mostly as Tiny Kong.
That's a good one.
Yeah, okay. So as far as any game goes, like, because the thing is, I don't think my favorite games would work very well. Like, one of my favorite games is Metal Gears. I like narrative games. I like narrative games a lot, but I don't think
me too.
Those don't work super well for Zeldathons, because you skip most of the cutscenes or just like are doing something silly in them. Like, I'd be playing Metal Gear Solid 3 and they'd be in like a really like that big speech she gives about like what's it gonna be, your country or whatever, and then like I don't know, the 6969 donation goes off or something. That's what would happen. So I'd say I think I would probably play Super Paper Mario.
Okay.
That is one of my. I really like that game, and people might get. Well, I've never played any of the other Paper Mario games, so like don't judge me. I'm not a huge RPG person, so I like the side scroller, just like jumping on things aspects, and like I like that, and it's funny. So I think Super Paper Mario would be my choice.
I love the Final Fantasy games, but I just don't think they would do very well in a casual. A casual setting, with especially the old ones with all the like some of the grinding, and
they're just they're so long is the
and repetitive,
problem.
Like when you're getting across areas.
Like the speed runs are like 5 hours long, so like like
the
playing
full
through
game is like what, I don't know how many hours.
a lot.
Yeah. You know what would be fun to play, actually? Program. I think I'd play that.
Which
that
one?
would be Kerbal Space Program.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, nice.
I think that would be interesting to play because there's like no narrative. You can name spaceships too. There's a lot you could do with that.
That would be good.
I think that'd be my choice.
Yeah, I'll add a second one on there, just inspired by Klinkit's answer, and say I would love to do Banjo Kazooie on there as well.
Just a rare marathon would be pretty, like a rare AO.
Oh yeah.
Oh, write that down.
I actually already have some stuff written down that has come up on this.
There you go. Write that down.
I won't read what the other one is because yeah.
All right, and
Force Gemini. Sorry.
That is a good one. Man, 64, man, that just
rare on the 64 was a good time.
Yeah, it really was. Conker's Bad Fur Day when they surprised everybody, and Nintendo also surprised us by letting it happen.
And Diddy Kong Racing is actually not a very good game. I replayed it. It's not very good. My memories of it are great, but it's not very good.
Did you guys play Wii Sports at last AOTS? Because that would be fun.
Oh, I wasn't there. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Wii Sports would be fun.
I don't think so. We played WarioWare.
See, now we're just creating a new one, and it's bad.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's just about all the questions, actually. Here's one more from Leolite. What was your favorite Zeldathon music event that was not part of the Jam Train?
Hold on. I have to even remember what the ones that were happening while I was there.
I mean, it doesn't have to be while you were there. Just one that happened.
When they played Gerudo Valley. Not at the Jam Train, the other time.
That's
Both
always...
Gerudo Valleys are my favorite, but the one... there's also the one that wasn't the Jam Train. I like that one a lot.
Gerudo Valley's always a classic. It's
with the djembe.
Yeah, that was when you just started going.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
The music scene changed forever when Doug Perry showed up with his van loaded full of like percussion.
His vibes.
It changed forever. The fact that he brought a vibraphone, first of all, like what? I was rooming with him at that Zeldathon, which was both of our first marathons. So he didn't keep the vibraphone in his room, obviously. In our room, that wouldn't work.
He doesn't sleep with it.
I was in the same bed as him, so I feel like I would have.
You would have noticed if you rolled onto a vibe.
I think I would have. Honestly, I think the Link's Awakening medley I have to do that one. Link's Awakening is my favorite Zelda game, and I love the music in it. So, yeah.
I don't know what I would choose. There's just so much good stuff. I really like being part of the Clocktown Chorus just because, like, we have a lot of instrumental stuff, but we don't have much vocal. And
not yet.
Yeah, I really do want to see more vocals be done more. Like, I was in a men's a cappella group in high school, and I basically ran the club in my senior year, and, like, I love doing vocal stuff, so... Yeah.
Isn't it cool how Glee, the show, just kind of brought back acceptance for just... I feel like just choir and stuff in general. Like, it became cool again.
You say that, but, like...
A little bit, but it kind of died down after. Like
a little, but I still feel like it's there a little bit.
I don't know. I think that I was just lucky. With my high school, the music programs were the big ones. Like, our sports were terrible and nobody put that up. But, like, if you were part of the band or the choir, you were the high ups there. You were awesome and people loved it. Which is why when I watched Glee, I was like, why are they being mean to them? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, see, that was my sister's school. My school had a bad sports team and a bad music department. So I went to I had a graduating class of 120 people, so it was a small school already. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, definitely. Like, I do want to look forward to more vocal stuff. There's
a lot of people who are like good quality singers at Zelda.
Yeah, sorry, I just remembered that I would do a lot of arranging, and as a joke, I spent like $2.99 on the score for actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. and arranged an all men's a cappella version of it that I still have sitting like as a PDF on my computer, and we just never performed it. So that's just sitting there for an eventual use. I don't think that's necessarily a Zeldathon appropriate, but
Probably not. Probably not.
not.
Well, that looks like it's going to be basically all of the main questions here, other than a few silly questions. Let's see.
No readable silly questions?
I do have one more question, actually, that the chat, not what they said, but just seeing them reminded me. And this is for Klinkit, actually.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. So Ganon11 has paid me an undisclosed amount of money to ask what kind of food are we going to have at Forces? Do you have any sneak peeks for us?
Well, I have an army now.
You do.
I'm no longer an army of one.
That's right.
I've got a whole committee, a whole party planning committee, and we are equipped and armed with crock pots.
Oh my god!
So and they are energetic and excited about that idea. So we're gonna hopefully have some nice crock pot stuff going.
I'm excited about that.
And then yeah, we'll have some food. There's gonna be a little like
I would hope so.
Post marathon dinner.
Yes, I am
the
excited for
anniversary.
that.
So working with the catering for that thing, and so that'll be fun. And then yeah, I'll probably do the same thing I did last year, where I went to Walmart and like bought a bunch of like sandwich stuff, cereal stuff for people if they wake up at odd hours. I know what people didn't like as much this time, so I can like kind of gear it toward the stuff they ate more of. And yeah, so I think it'll be a little better this time. I think it'll be better. I'm gonna try and get. Oh, if anyone in chat has connections to a restaurant, like a CEO or something, and they want to like hook me up so I can get some free food.
I can give you a Chinese place in New Brunswick, New Jersey that I know the owner.
If your uncle owns McDonald's or something, just hit me up.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. My real name is McDonald.
Do we have any McDonald's at Zeldathon? Paging, or how about the Burger King?
Yeah,
the heir to the Burger King. The Burger Prince,
so,
if you will.
All right, the Burger Prince. We're gonna stage a coup to assassinate the Burger King, so you're in power, and give all the Burger King to Zeldathon.
Yes. So we need to pretend that one of us is the Burger Prince.
All right.
We'll just convince them.
Can we invite the Burger King?
Those games are weird, by the way.
Yes, they are. Sneaking.
I'm writing that down as well.
Is his name Bush's Beans? Sorry, I just read that my great aunt is related to Bush's Beans. Is that his name?
I mean, we could make some mean chili with some beef.
That's true. And with the crock pots.
I love chili. I will say, and it's winter, and that's the time.
That is chili. Gotta eat chili.
Yep. Well, I guess that's everything. Looks like the questions have been asked at this point. I don't see any new ones coming in. So it looks like it's everything there. So just the last few things. The next Zeldathon show is going to be November 7th, so 2 weeks from today at 9 p.m. Eastern. Look for the announcements for that. Zeldathon Forces, which is the next Zeldathon, raising for St. Jude, is on December the 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Right here at twitch.tv/supermcgamer or zeldathon.net. So come hang out with us then. We do have a community night coming up this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
With me, Jiggy.
With
It's me, Jiggy. I hate Pokemon Jiggy. Black and White.
I'm eating some Sbarro. Come on down.
I'm playing Jackbox Party Pack over here. Come on. Yeah. Hey. You activated my trap card.
It'll be a great time. Go hang out. Go do it. Wait. Is Yugi from New York? What? Hold on.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. This is a Jiggy voice, obviously.
I never put these two together, and my mind's kind of blown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Boston Jiggy. There's a Jiggy in every city with every.
I feel like we
with
could
every
do a
accent.
full Yu-Gi-Oh parody at Zeldathon. I
Probably.
bet.
I'd do it.
Voiceover parody.
Yeah.
So we gotta stop the stream before we give away all our ideas.
Let me write this down.
I'm literally just talking with Zeldathon people gets the ideas flowing. Like
It's true.
I've got 4.
Monsters.
I've got 1, so you're beating me.
There you go. All right. I got to stop because once I start Joey, I can't get out of it.
6 p.m. Sunday night, game night with Jiggy. It'll be great.
Yes.
Easton.
Yeah. Jackbox
Yes.
Party Pack.
New York time.
It's going to be spooky at some point. I don't know. That's just the plan, I guess. So, you two, where can we find you? Either Twitch. I know you guys have mentioned it, but let's just get all of that right here as well. Where can we find you? Who are you? Where can we find you? And if there's any like particular times or days that we can find you or anything like that, please share with the class.
So I usually stream on Mondays and Wednesdays on Twitch, twitch.tv/Klinkit. And I cook those 2 days. I'm trying to get more midweek gaming stuff going. But work
Same.
Work sometimes just doesn't let me leave because I got to set up holiday parties and have the fire alarm go off. So, things happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I am Lukethespoo. You can find me on my YouTube channel. I don't think I have a URL, but it's just look up Lukethespoo on YouTube. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Lukethespoo, which that's my username, spelled like that.
It's below your name, actually, on the stream, too.
Oh, it. Wow!
Yeah, right
I
there.
could point at. I could have been pointing at it this entire time.
You could have.
I could have. I don't have the stream up. I do videos monthly, not on a super regular schedule. So just follow me on Twitter for updates and also bad memes and pictures from a time I went to New York.
All right. And I'm Valor6 on both Twitter and on Twitch. I stream sometimes. I need to get like a regular schedule going, but I don't know. Work and just motivation and just. Anyways, but yeah,
Life happens.
That's why I do YouTube, because that way I can go to work and do things later.
Very true. Very, very true. Well, I do want to shout out to our community team, the Zeldathon community team, for making Zeldathon show happen. They're amazing, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a part of it. In fact, I would say that I'm the weakest part of it because the rest of our team is amazing. Like I cannot speak more highly of each and every member. Like I could not do it without any of them. So I love you guys so much. Shout outs to you. And to our viewers who are here tonight, I want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for listening to 3 awesome people just hanging out and chatting about their lives. And hopefully you'll come back for the next Zeldathon show and then the Zeldathon Forces in December. We would love to have you there. It's going to be big. It's going to be just something amazing altogether. But yeah.
Correct.
How about, like, just in case anyone here is new and they don't know who Jiggy is, we just send this thing right here on over to him. Is he still
Why don't
streaming?
we do that?
Yeah,
That's true.
and then if anyone's not following Jiggy, we'll take you there and you can follow so you can join in on the community night on
Exactly.
Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know if we can use the command for raid, but we can definitely link him in.
Oh, we
chat.
can't?
I don't know if I can or not. I will try.
Okay.
But I cannot guarantee that it will work just because
We will try.
I'm only technically here.
We are not super MC gamers.
I am not.
Yeah, I don't think mods can raid.
Yeah, I don't know. I got something special, but I don't know if I got the right kind of special. What is it? Exclamation point or slash?
Slash.
Let's see.
I do not have permission to perform that action.
All right. Well, then just go search Jiggy11 and give him a follow there.
I mean, we can definitely type it. Yeah, we can definitely
click.
But and then you'll get the notification when he goes live on Sunday, so you can join in on the community night.
Absolutely, and we will go ahead and raid him tonight. And so you guys are awesome. Thank you again, Klinkit Luke. Thank you so much for showing up and being here and hanging out for the first MC-less Zeldathon show, to my knowledge. So thank you
for having us.
Absolutely. Triforce Heroes for life.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately. All right. So guys, head on over to Jiggy11 and tell them not Super MC Gamers sent you. And
fake raid. Let's go. Fake raid.
Fake
Super MC Gamers.
raid. That's right. But
artificial raid.
Yeah.
It's not natural.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.